Imagine living near a place where a volcano erupts not once but 7 times in a year. That's the reality for some people in Iceland, as a volcano recently erupted for the 7th time since December 2023. This marks the end of 800 years of calm for the volcanoes in the Reykjanes Peninsula, located about 35 miles south of the nation's capital, Reykjavik. Since 2021, a series of eruptions has disrupted daily life in this densely populated area, causing evacuations, power cuts, and infrastructure damage, while also stoking fears of a massive eruption. Scientists warn that these eruptions could be the prelude to much larger and more destructive events as magma continues to churn beneath the ground. This raises an urgent question: is Iceland on the brink of a megavolcano eruption? Iceland is one of the most geologically active regions on Earth, with frequent volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. The island nation lies atop the mid-Atlantic ridge, where the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates are diverging. This tectonic activity creates an environment ripe for volcanic activity, as magma from the Earth's mantle rises to fill the gaps between the plates. The Reykjanes Peninsula is particularly active and notable for its fissure swarms, large fractures in the Earth's crust that allow magma to reach the surface and lead to volcanic eruptions. Historically, this region has experienced volcanic episodes approximately every 800 to 1,000 years, with the last major eruption occurring in the 13th century. Recent geological activity suggests that the region may be entering another period of significant volcanic unrest. The current cycle of volcanic activity in the Reykjanes Peninsula began in 2021 after a prolonged period of seismic unrest that started in late 2019. This unrest was characterized by frequent earthquakes, ground deformation, and increased geothermal activity, all signs of magma movement beneath the surface. In March 2021, a large fissure opened, releasing a steady flow of lava, marking the first volcanic activity in the region in nearly 800 years. Another eruption followed in August 2022, preceded by several weeks of intense seismic activity, signaling that magma was once again moving towards the surface. Although this eruption subsided after several weeks, seismic activity persisted in the region, indicating that the volcanic system remained active. In November 2023, eruptions forced the evacuation of the small fishing town of Grindavik, displacing around 4,000 residents. While some have since visited their homes, many have not returned permanently as the volcano continues to erupt. Authorities have constructed barriers to redirect lava flows away from homes and critical infrastructure, such as power plants that supply energy to the region. Another significant eruption occurred in August 2024, creating a fissure approximately 2.4 miles long. These eruptions are distinctive because they occur as fissure eruptions, where magma rises through giant cracks in the ground rather than through a mountainous volcano. The most recent eruption in Iceland, which began in November 2024, is the 7th in this series since December 2023. Starting at 11:14 p.m. local time on November 20th, the eruption began with the opening of a fissure approximately 2 miles long, releasing lava and gases into the atmosphere. Dramatic images show bright yellow and orange lava shooting into the sky. The lava flows advanced rapidly, threatening nearby infrastructure, including the Blue Lagoon Spa, one of Iceland's most famous tourist attractions. The spa, which had already been shut down after the August eruption, suffered further damage when lava reached its parking lot, destroying a service building and damaging a pipeline that supplies hot water for heating. The recent volcanic activity on Iceland's Reykjanes Peninsula, while not producing significant ash clouds, posed minimal risk to air travel, according to scientists. The Reykjanes Peninsula is located on a tectonic plate boundary, and evidence suggests the region is entering the early stages of a major eruption episode. Historically, this area has experienced a cyclical pattern, approximately 800 years of dormancy followed by 100 to 200 years of intense eruptions, then another quiet period. To understand the causes of these eruptions, researchers examined the issue through the lenses of geochemistry and geophysics. Using geochemistry, scientists analyzed the composition of lava and found similarities between samples taken miles apart. This indicates that magma is accumulating underground, with eruptions being fed by a shared magma reservoir located 5 to 7 miles below the surface rather than separate sources. Geophysics was employed to study the distribution of earthquakes linked to the eruptions, revealing a cluster of deep seismic activity at the same depth beneath the Fagradalsfjall volcano. This location appears to be the main magma chamber supplying other volcanoes in the area. The integration of geochemistry and geophysics, though uncommon, allows scientists to make educated predictions about the potential number and scale of future eruptions. The study highlighted the importance of continuous monitoring to assess the likelihood of future eruptions as magma accumulates and new pathways form in the Earth's crust. Given the ongoing volcanic activity, seismic events, ground deformation, and magma accumulation, there is a high likelihood of additional eruptions in the near future. The active volcanic system indicates that the unrest could persist for the next 300 to 400 years. The recent activity in Grindavik has been the most destructive in half a century, marking a new era for Iceland in managing these fiery outbursts. The challenges posed by volcanic eruptions are significant for Iceland's population of nearly 400,000. Scientists have warned that the Reykjanes Peninsula could face repeated outbreaks for decades or centuries. A large eruption in the region could cause extensive lava flows, destroying infrastructure such as homes, roads, and power lines. The peninsula hosts several geothermal power plants that provide a substantial portion of Iceland's electricity, and eruptions could disrupt these facilities, leading to power shortages and economic losses. If eruptions persist, the town of Grindavik might need to be permanently evacuated. Additionally, Iceland's tourism industry, which is closely tied to its volcanic landscapes, faces risks from ongoing activity. While recent eruptions have drawn significant attention from tourists, safety concerns could deter visitors in the future. Popular sites may face permanent closure, as demonstrated by the shutdown of the Blue Lagoon Resort. The recent eruption on the Reykjanes Peninsula underscores Iceland's dynamic geology and the resilience of its people. The lessons learned from this eruption will be vital for managing future events. Through a combination of scientific expertise, effective communication, and robust emergency response systems, Iceland has showcased its ability to coexist with the powerful natural forces shaping its landscape. Organizations like the Icelandic Meteorological Office, IMO, have been instrumental in monitoring seismic activity and issuing timely warnings. However, the unpredictable nature of volcanic eruptions means even the best prepared communities can face significant challenges. As monitoring and research continue on the Reykjanes Peninsula, the region will remain central to understanding volcanic systems. Iceland's efforts to study and adapt to these natural phenomena will undoubtedly provide valuable insights for years to come.